Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Recruiters. I am Kristen, and I'm your host for this series. Today I am joined by my amazing co-host Cameron, who's one of our corporate recruiters, and we have some very special guests from our IT department here at Burlington. All right, Cam, do you want to introduce our guests and maybe yourself a little bit too?
Absolutely, yeah. So my name is Cameron. I've been with the team for right around 3 years. It's crazy, time is flying. I feel like just yesterday when I started. So a lot of the positions I recruit for are in IT, whether it's application development analysts, IT support technicians, just to name a few. A little bit about me. So my background has been in IT recruitment. I worked at a company called Tech Systems for about a year and a half. Then upon coming to Burlington, allowed me to work on a lot of different other departments. But IT is still a big area for me. So we're very lucky to be joined by two of my great hiring managers. We have Latasha Jackson, the manager of application support, and also Mark Johns, who's the manager of application development. So I think it'd be fun to start with a fun fact. So I'll start with myself. Fun fact about me that not a lot of people know, that I haven't said before in other videos. I have a black belt in karate, so not a lot of people knew that. So
well, I feel safer at least. So good.
That's a fun fact about me. So how about you, Latasha? You have any?
Fun fact that nobody actually in Burlington knows. While through college and couple of years after college, I used to sing professionally with a group called Industry, and we had a number 3 hit on the Billboard chart.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, and I toured all over Europe with that album at the time.
Oh my God.
That is
Wow.
That's a great fun fact.
That is. Mark, how are you going to top that?
Yeah, I don't know how you follow that up.
Well, first, let me say I'm glad I know you got a black belt in karate, so I won't bug you about my hires. It's going to be hard to follow Natasha here. I guess my fun fact, and most people that I work with at Burlington know, is my wife and I adopted twin girls from China in 2002. They're graduating from high school, so.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Oh, congrats. It's amazing. Oh. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing, and Cam, too, for being here with me. So let's get started with some questions.
Sure.
Why don't we start by just giving a brief overview of the IT department's role here at Burlington and maybe, some of the positions within that role. Do you want to start, Latasha?
Sure. So IT here at Burlington, all technology that's at Burlington, that's what we support, or help develop innovative ideas to help us support each of our departments here at Burlington as efficiently as possible. We support, I guess, from Tom down, everybody, from desktops to our network, to our stores. We do it all. The best thing about Burlington as far as IT is concerned is that I think every aspect of IT is here.
Right.
So where other companies do a lot of outsourcing, we do everything internally with partnering with some external groups as well.
That's amazing. So is your team fairly large? What about your team structure? How's that made out?
Actually, I support 2 teams right now.
Okay.
I do SAS, that's Store Application Support, and our EDI team. So on both teams, I have 6 individuals on both teams.
Oh, wow.
So I support about 12
Okay,
folks.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mark, what about you?
Well, I'm in the application development group for the store systems. We're extra responsible for all the modifications and changes that go into the stores that you guys see when you go out to shop. We work with all different groups, from marketing to finance, even with an IT, to make sure that all this stuff runs so that we're ringing sales and the customers are happy when they leave the store.
Excellent.
Awesome, yeah.
I think that was a great overview. So I would love to hear what your favorite part about the job is. Starting with myself, just being in recruiting, just in general, I really enjoy bringing people into the organization, into the IT department, who really have an impact on the business. Just to see them walking the halls and know that they're making a difference and they're happy where they are. I've had numerous employees come up to me and say, "Hey, I love working with you. I love the team that I'm on. Such a rewarding career being at Burlington." That's really rewarding for me because I know that I kind of help with that. So I'd love to hear each of you what your favorite part about working at Burlington is. Maybe starting with you, Mark.
Well, let me start by saying I've been with Burlington not quite a year. It'll be a year at the end of the month, so I've got a kind of a new perspective. What I like best about Burlington is the opportunities. I think, especially within the IT department, I'm in the application area, but if I have an idea for networks or how to make the company better and operate better,
Yeah.
people listen.
Very open to it.
Yeah.
And they're very open to that. The other part I like is Burlington as a whole allows you to give back. We've got a lot of different fundraising things that we do, like tonight, back to school. We've also got the Day of Giving that's coming up that allows us to go out and help organizations with whatever they need, whether it's the food bank, kids organizations, those kind of things. So to me, that's a big part, is being able to give back.
Right, absolutely.
So for myself, also the items that Mark brought up, but one additional is that it's different almost every day in IT. There's always something that's exciting going on.
Definitely.
Whether that's helping or supporting Mark's group with new innovative ways on how we're going to improve the customer's experience, or why do we do things this way, like how does other retailers do things,
right.
or just maybe unfortunately sometimes outages happen, so working on those things as well too, and walking away from your job feeling like, what, I did that today, and rewarded.
Definitely.
So those are like, every day is that experience, one way or the other.
Yep.
We walk away with the feeling like we've accomplished something for that day.
And it sounds like perhaps maybe no two-day is the same in either of your
exactly.
departments.
Yeah, ever.
Which is definitely, I think, a fun thing about our business in general. It's, you come in thinking you're going to do one thing, and then you come in and it's, who knows what it could
never know what
be.
you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Being flexible, adaptable, those are all fun
Exactly.
things
Right.
about being a part of Burlington. But yeah, so I know, Mark, you said you've been here for about a year. Cam, you are about 3. I'm at almost 4. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about, your professional journey here to Burlington, what led you here?
Oh, sure. So I've been here about going on 6 years come November. I started as the ITSC, or the help desk manager.
Oh, okay.
So I was with that group for about 2.5 years, and then from there I went to the store application side. The great thing about that is, prior to coming to Burlington, I had no retail experience. I did have IT has been my career path since out of college, and I've been in IT about 20 years. So, and most of it has been on the support side. So I got an opportunity, like Mark has spoke about earlier, having opportunities to actually transition over to the application support side of it. So this is, in Burlington, this is actually my first opportunity in supporting the application side, coming from infrastructure side.
Okay.
So, which is also great. Just having folks be able to see that you have the ability to adapt,
Right.
and to learn new things, and give you that opportunity to do so.
And I love what you said, too. This is your first time being in a retail company. I think it's so fun to be able to mix. Obviously, you're a fashionable woman yourself. So,
Thank you.
being able to kind of have that, IT is your background, but still being able to be in a company that's fashion forward. And,
exactly.
you kind of get the best of both worlds. And I think that's what so many people outside of our company don't realize, is that we have so many big support functions that aren't necessarily buying. And, obviously, IT is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Mark, what about you?
Well, I like Latasha, just my first time in retail. I've been in just about every vertical market there is, except finance. Have been an employee, a consultant. Have been on the software development side for companies, as well as, like here now, supporting the software side. It's been a great journey. I mean, when I started, I had hair, but it's been about 40 years I've been in IT.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of changes.
Wow.
This is a really different area. A lot of tight deadlines, but again, with the team we have here at Burlington, if you need help, there's somebody there who's going to help you, pick you up, and help you along. So it's a great environment.
That's great. So, I mean, some of the things that I look for when I recruit for each of these IT teams, someone who's analytical, someone who's good at problem solving, someone who's open to new technologies. I'm not technical at all, not even a little bit. So if I have a candidate who I'm talking to who can explain to me a Java application they're working on in layman's terms where I can understand, that's a mark of someone who really is good and can understand and break it down to someone who's not technical. So I think that's really important. So Latasha, I guess, what are some things that you look for on your IT team?
One of the biggest things I think first and foremost, of course, that they're technical, but also that they have the core values that
Right.
we here shepherd at Burlington, because that's the most important thing, to be able to have those core values. Because if you have those things, you can mesh well with the team that you're going to work with, and also be a good business partner to external customers. You know, not just we think of customers as the folks that are outside, but no, our customers are the people that we support. You all are
Right.
our customers.
Internal customers, yeah.
Right. So, you know, our core values, having developing trust and respect, driving results, and being able to partner. If you can do those things, then I think far as the Burlington culture, you'll be a good fit. Now, then the technical part, I think that's part B for me.
Right.
Let's see if you can do the technical aspect of the job, because certain things we can train for.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
core values,
Right.
maybe
Not
not,
as
so
much. Yeah. Either have me or you don't.
much.
you know?
Exactly.
How about you, Mark?
For me, in addition to the technical side, I'm looking for somebody that's adaptable, because we
Very
do change on a dime very quickly. That's all IT, not just here. I'm looking for somebody that's curious, but it's teachable. So, and to me, one of the most important that kind of follows along with our core values is honesty.
Right.
Not only being honest with your teammates and your other people, with yourself.
Exactly.
To say that I don't know how to do it, and go get help. So the honesty is huge. It's basic for trust,
Right.
which is huge.
Yeah, that's great. Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, so now for kind of a fun part, we are going to have our second date on this show with the Question Bowl. So the Question Bowl just will have some maybe fun, different questions to get to know you guys a little more, maybe Burlington a little bit more in a less formal way, if you will. So,
So I guess I can start.
Cam, yeah,
I'll start first.
read us
Okay.
your question.
So what do we have here? Describe what your desk office looks like. I was hoping I wasn't going to get this question. It's really messy. I've always heard that a messy desk is someone who's creative, so I'll go with that, and that I'm really creative. But it's pretty messy. You know, I like to keep my stuff everywhere, but I know where everything is. I think that's most important.
Your
Exactly.
organized piles.
Yeah, organized
Organized
piles.
chaos.
You know, so if someone were to come to my desk, they might not feel that way, but hey, you know, it works for me. So
Exactly.
there you go.
Uh-oh.
Your turn.
Let me
What are
mix
we
it up
gonna
here.
Here we go.
What's your favorite thing to get from the Burlington Cafe for lunch?
Oh.
Well, actually, because I've had the unique experience to eat at all three. I actually like the salmon, but the most unique thing, I think they call it the green monster.
Green
Oh.
monster.
Yes.
What's
I
the
never
green
had that.
monster?
So it's grilled cheese with avocado.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it's really yummy, and I think I might get that probably twice a
Is
week.
this like a
Yeah.
secret menu item or?
No, you know what? Sometimes they just have it as a special, but even
Oh.
if they don't have it up there, I ask for it and someone makes it.
Right, exactly.
Note to
So
self
that's
to
my
get
Green
the
monster.
Yeah, the
I
green
might have
monster.
to try that. Definitely.
Seriously.
Definitely. All right,
All
Mark, you're up.
right, Mark.
Wait a minute. Shake it off.
If elected, oh, I'm sorry, wrong question. When's the last time you used our on-site gym? Last week. Have been, as Latasha said, have been in all three buildings for the most part. Have been to all three gyms. They're all really good.
Yeah.
I prefer this gym in this
a
building.
new one, yeah.
the
Yeah,
newest one.
definitely.
But I mean, it's great to have an on-site facility. I think
Yeah.
it's for Burlington to do something like that for its employees is really good.
Yeah.
And are you a before workout person or an after?
I'm a 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow.
No, I
Is
don't
the
know
gym
how you do
crowded
it.
at that time? Are there other associates
No,
here?
no.
Nice.
I barely see anybody. So
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
it's nice.
A good way to start your morning here at Burlington.
Exactly. Man, I don't know how people do it. I can't wake up and work out. I have to do it
either.
after work. I would have to get into
Before.
some kind of cadence to do that. But
If I wait, I typically don't.
It's supposed to be a while, I forget it.
Family and
That
all
does
that
happen to
stuff.
me, admittedly. So, yeah, I get it. So we'll do one more. Hope I get a good one. Right here. If you had to spend a day in another job at Burlington, what job would you do and why? It's a very interesting one. I was kind of hoping I would get this. I think it would be really interesting to see what Tom does, our CEO. A day in the life of a CEO.
Yeah.
Like what actually, like we know what he's responsible for, and he's responsible for an entire company, but what he does on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis. I think that would be really interesting
Yeah, that
to
would be
see.
cool.
You know, it's a lot of power in that role, but I think there's a lot of guidance that he's giving, and I would love to see, what a day in the life of a CEO would be.
Yeah,
So that would be mine.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
because
that
you
would
never
be-
know.
You don't know, yeah.
Right.
And plus, you are touching so many different parts of the business, being the head of the business.
Right,
so
exactly. Yeah.
You kind of get a little sense of everything,
Right.
I would assume.
Probably after 30 minutes, we'll give it back.
Yeah, you didn't say how long. So maybe not a full day, but it's part of the day. And then I'll get back to my other
Take
day.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So don't be a-
Let's see. Okay, what's your last vacation, upcoming vacation plans? So my last one, I normally travel abroad. I've never was a person who traveled in the States because I thought vacation was like, you need to get on a plane with a
Right.
passport and go.
That's what I think. I agree.
But my most recent one, it's going to sound kind of corny, but I did go to Florida. But here's what we did. We stayed in Fort Lauderdale and rented a car and just drove to like the Florida Keys,
Oh,
hung
so
out there
nice.
and went to Miami. So we actually went to 3 different places, but took the drive to actually see the scenery. And
Yeah.
not
Good.
was that
Nice.
That's
one
like a
place.
beautiful
So
drive,
yeah.
too. Perfect.
So that was fun.
That's a nice one. That's a good idea.
Oh, there's one left?
Yeah, there's one left.
Close
So.
us out.
Did you do the Karnak? Yeah. Which of the company's fundraising programs is most meaningful to you and why? That's a tough one. I think they're all important. I think they've chosen wisely. I mean, with the back to school, everybody knows what's going on with education and the teachers and how much help they need because they're not getting it from the government, and the parents aren't really involved. So that's an important one. Light the Night campaign for
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
lymphoma.
Yeah.
I mean, that cancer I think touches everyone,
Yep.
and I think it's a huge thing. So I don't know that I can answer this with one,
Right.
but I think the majority. All the things that we do here
Definitely.
are important.
Absolutely.
So.
I think that's such a great thing too. Like, I mean, I think it's amazing not to be able to answer just one. That we are in so
Yeah.
many different,
Yeah.
charitable.
Involved with a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing about Burlington. But
Definitely.
hopefully that was a little fun thing for you guys
Yes,
in
it
a
was.
nice way.
Yes, it was.
A nice way to close out this segment. But those are all the questions we have today. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you guys so much for joining Cam for being an awesome co-host with me.
You got it.
If you are interested in learning any more about our positions here at Burlington, check out our career website, burlingtonstores.jobs, or you can comment in this video. Stay tuned for our next episode of Real Talk with Real Recruiters, and thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
We'll see you later.